Well, welcome back. Welcome back to the Extraordinary Drummer Show. As you know, I'm your host, Cheron Moore. You know, I always say today, today, today. He's the president and CEO and chairman of my favorite cymbal company, the cymbal. I could only play this cymbal and only have played this cymbal over at the Sabian at the Sabian Cymbal Company, which helped me welcome my guest today, Andy Zildjian. Hey, Andy.
Hey. Hello, Cheron.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Yeah, man, it's a perfect day. It's 68 degrees. It's sunny. It rained earlier today. Humidity is nice and low. Canada's awesome in the summertime. Just awesome.
Let me tell you, welcome to the Extraordinary Drummer Show.
But why? Thank you. I've been here before. I like the furniture.
I love that answer. I love that
Company's
answer.
all right too.
I gotta ask, the fans would want to know what's going on over at the shop. What's going over at Sabian there? Anything good? Anything new?
Anything new? Well, yeah, we got a few things that we're working on that are new. I can't really put my finger on anything that's exceptionally different, just because I asked the guys to go slowly, because during the pandemic and the recession, et cetera, let's just make sure that we can make everything that people are asking for before we start moving on to new things. But of course, innovation is innovation, and they've already come up with a few different interesting ideas. So we've got a 40th anniversary cymbal that's coming out. I know that we've got some effects that are going on to the cymbals that the guys are working on. What else do we have going on? There's a couple other cymbals that they were talking about that are still in the they're still in the incubation stage. So I can't really tell you much about them because I don't know where they're going to end up. So it would just be premature. So probably about 4 or 5 different things they're working on at the moment.
Sweet. Let me say happy 40th anniversary.
Yeah, thank you. 40 years of making cymbals and 400 years of knowing how to make cymbals.
That 40 years went by quick, didn't it?
Yeah, no kidding. I mean,
Boy, that feels...
it's great because I really like, the things that we've been able to achieve, but there's still so much ahead that we want to keep doing that. It's fast. So things come up quickly. So you got to be on it, and you got to keep rolling. I know somewhere along the line, I'm going to be able to step back and take a breath, but I'm not waiting for that.
Andy, how do you balance it? How do you balance? I could give you 40 things, one being cool, but being in touch, still the CEO, still the president, chairman, that's 3 different offices, still cool, still on the street, still have passion, still know what the drummers are saying and need and want. How do you balance all that?
Well, a couple different ways. Like, you remember what I was saying before, I have people for that.
Delegation, huh?
Well, yeah, and I've got really good people for that. But that doesn't mean that they do the regular day-to-day business, but that doesn't mean I'm not in touch with people who are players, people who are not just professional, people who are amateur players, people who are working at stores, people at distributorships, people all over the place, all types of people who are involved in our industry. I talk to, because we all have a similar passion, and it may not be cymbals, but it's music. And how do you not get attracted to being, in music and listening to it and playing it, hearing it, talking with other people who get excited about it. I mean, there are times I listen to people that are excited about music, and I think, wow, I don't think I could ever be that excited about something. And, I kind of really like what I do. So there's a lot of passion out there. And with that comes paying attention. That, and of course, I got a good family.
Yeah.
My wife and kids, they let me pass on a lot of different things. They give me the pass. Yeah, no, go ahead then. Or they say, yeah, that sounds like fun. Can I do it too?
I love it. What do you do for relaxation?
I like fly fishing. It's a lot of fun because for someone with ADD, you get to do something all day long. And You get something that you're going to fight with a fish, but you're not going to hurt it. You're going to let it go. And it's relaxing because you can't think of much else. You have to think about what you're doing and how it's going. And then during the wintertime, and I know this is going to sound kind of contrived, but in reality, when I start getting to the point in the wintertime, I'm up here and things are kind of driving me nuts. I relax I've got these old sound control 22-inch cymbals that I keep in my own stash in the vault, and I take those out and hit them. And it's like yoga, everything just sort of goes, because I love that sound. I love that feel. And it's also, this is why we're here. This is what I do. It's great. That, and of course, I get to hang out with my family. We travel. That's a blast. I've got one daughter who's living over in Europe, another one who lives on the East Coast, down the coast. I get to go see them, hang out with them, and they'll say, "Oh, hey, I found a new restaurant. Let's go try that out." So travel is something that my wife and I did a lot before we had kids, and it's one of my favorite things to do because you get to go out and meet new people, see new things, try new foods, new music, new adventures, all types of things like that. And I really appreciate that. I like to know about other people and other cultures and make friends and make connections all around the world.
Well, this next section we spoke of earlier. Just do a few minutes of some rapid fire.
Hit me, baby.
Hit me with your best shot. Okay, here we go. Rapid fire.
Yep.
Favorite junk food.
Favorite junk food, fried chicken.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And it can be KFC or it can be Popeyes. I don't care, but it's fried chicken. And I'm talking junk food, meaning that it's fast food as well, right? Because right. You could go to like a Roscoe's and it's not going to be out in a minute, but is that junk food then? Because it's actually being made for you.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Here's one. If you could have an unlimited supply of one thing, what would it be?
Wow. Nowadays, limited supply of communication.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Because I think that's one of the things that we are absolutely missing in our country and around the world. If we had more communication, I think we would be able to understand each other better.
And the thing is, we have the means, we just don't use it.
Oh, no, we screw it up.
Okay, here's the next one. If you wasn't making cymbals, what would you be doing?
Well, I did want to be a hockey player, so I'd probably be in that sport. And actually, I'd probably be involved in that somehow, because if you look at it in a far off context or perspective, you've got music and you've got sports, and they're both passion filled. So they're the musical instrument industry and also the sports equipment industry are both really passion industries. And although I really do care about this one more, if this were not available, I probably would end up in the sports equipment industry most likely, because I don't like to just do things. I want to do things because I care about it and I give a damn, and I'm going to actually put some time and energy and love into it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at keeping a secret?
10 being what? Good or bad?
10 being good.
I'm not going to tell you.
You're keeping a secret.
Why would I tell you?
Is it up there close to like 10? Like you can actually keep a secret? That's keeping a secret. Moving on.
Thank you for being there.
That was funny. I never got it that way. That was really clever. Favorite thing you learned from your father?
Wow. One of the things I thought was always most funny about what he taught, but it's also very true, is don't believe I can't say don't believe your own advertising. That's the way it's stated. But what it means is don't think too much of yourself. Yeah, come on. You are one of now 7 billion people. You may have some things that you're better at than other people, and you may have certain responsibilities that other people don't have, but no one's just better. So don't think of yourself as better than everybody else.
I could see him saying that too. He was a humble guy.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one. What does a person need to be happy?
Well, you really need a purpose. To me, that's number one, right? If you have a purpose and you've got something to work for, and that doesn't just mean a job. That could be something completely different. I mean, look, I've got job and I've got family, and so two very important purposes in my life. And I know that by having those, it makes me a better and more balanced and more sane person.
What's your favorite quote?
Well, there's a couple of them, but one that I've tried to live by is Caesar's quote, where you cannot lead unless you know how to follow. And that was one of the reasons why I worked in so many different positions coming up through the industry, so that when I got to a point where I was in a leadership role, I would know what the people I'm asking to do things, whether they could do it or whether I was asking too much, or what the context was in everything that I was doing, so that I wasn't just being someone above dictating. I was understanding what was going on, so I could be sympathetic or not sympathetic to an argument that I knew was, it's kind of not true. I worked my way up through the industry doing that. And it's also, that's one of the stronger reasons as to why I joined the Army when I did, because I knew I needed to have some kind of, let's just say, ass kicking. And it worked out beautifully.
When are you most productive?
When?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you mean time of day or in what context?
Yeah, and that's what I thought of when I wrote that down. It could be one or the other or both.
As far as it goes with productive, I would probably say in the morning. Creative, I'd say in the afternoon. I think that's probably normal for most people. Productive, it's usually when I'm with a group of people, because like I said before, if you just have one perspective on something, you're not really giving it its all. But when you start getting other ideas and other perspectives in, you start getting creative energy. And with that creative energy, well, now you become productive.
Only you can field questions backwards, sideways, upside down, underneath, and catch them. Most people would be like, oh, no, actually 40 questions about the question, Okay, here's another one.
Yep.
Cake or pie?
Oh, definitely pie. No question.
Yeah.
And it's got to be either apple pie or coconut cream pie, because those are the two that forget it. And don't put too much sugar in it, because I'm not there to taste the sugar. I'm there to taste the pie.
Why not cake?
That's bland, whatever. I mean, pie, you get so many different things that you can put in it, and it's so much more fun. And cake is just, it's cake batter. I mean, it's different flavors, whatever.
Okay, that was fun. Here's the only political question that I have. So I've got a couple more here, but here's the only political one I have. Roe versus Wade.
I have absolutely no intention of telling a woman what she can do with her body, because that is not my place. Not only that, but when did we decide that it was a good idea to become a theocracy? That's it.
Wow. PC or Mac?
Well, Mac. And the reason is because you open it up and it just works. I don't need a Ferrari. I need a Toyota that when I open it up, it works. And that's what I got.
Okay, I've got about 3 or 4 more here. I'll let you get out of there. If you could be a fly on the wall, where would you want to land?
On the wall.
Of course, but I would think like the White House or something, be in the middle of those.
Oh, what would I like to see?
Yeah, like if a fly on the wall, when you think of him, he's going to land somewhere and see like this great thing happening. He's so small, he can fly. Anyway, I think you get it.
If I were going to be a fly on the wall, geez, that's a difficult question because I mean, really for me, it would probably end up being something more along the lines of landing in one of the many places where somebody's creating music. I'd be good to find out where they came up with the idea. What kind of risk are they taking? What's the thought process that got them to this point? Because I'm not a musicologist. I'm not somebody who goes too deep into which chords and such were played, but the emotion behind it is always something that it just strikes me. Where'd you come up with this? Would I want to land in the White House? I don't know. I mean, at that point, all I'm doing is listening to somebody else say something that I think is insane. Anyway.
I wouldn't mind landing in some of the Sabian meetings.
No, they're just business meetings. They're not as much fun as you'd want them to be. I mean, we talk about fun things. Now, you want to be what you want to do, and you get to do this, is you want to be a fly on the wall at a drummer's hang. But who gets to go to a drummer's hang? Raise your hand.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
that's you.
It's personal.
Yeah.
It's personal. Here's one. What musician you think would make the best teacher?
Which person or which instrument?
Person. Or both. That's a good take. I didn't think of it that way. If you would.
I would say, as far as it goes with which instrument, I probably drums, because you got to take your time, right? And it is all about time, and that's where you get the emotion in the music is from the rhythm that's played and how you put that together and how that fits in with the rest of the song and everything else that's going on. I mean, if you're going to dance, you're going to be dancing to the bass line as compared to you're not dancing to the singer, right? So that I would say that's probably either a drummer or maybe bass player. Bass player would probably be pretty good because now they've got a little bit of melodic in there as well. They have a different perspective. Geez, which wow. Actually, you know what? I would say for music, which teacher would I like to have for music? I think Vic Firth. Just because, well, and there's also Jack, because but you've asked a question that there's a broad field. It's so many things. Who's my favorite drummer? Oh, come on. How do you do that? How do you actually pick one? Because everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses. I would say probably Vic, just because he's really good at it and he's done it a lot. And he knew how to make people progress on their own strengths. And someone like Jack, because now he's telling you that you're not just playing the drums. Open your mind, think broader, think farther afield, and he can really help you go there. That's great.
That's a good one.
Tough question.
Yeah, because I was thinking of guys like Thelonious Monk and Coltrane and them guys.
Well, okay, yeah, but now think about Jack being the same type of thing, but in percussion.
Right. Yeah, and also your father would have been great in there too.
No, he was a terrible teacher.
A lot of wisdom.
I figured you might bring that up, but he was a terrible teacher. He was good to learn from, but he was a terrible teacher.
Really?
Yeah, because he'd look and go, "What, did you make that mistake again?" Well, yes, because I didn't learn it before I presented it to you, and it's still in the same sheet where I presented. You keep writing 4 + 4 is 9, and you keep writing it down all the way down this thing, and then you hand it in and say, "Take a look," and he goes, "No, that's wrong." Every single one after that's wrong too, but he'd be like, "What's the matter with you? I didn't know the answer before."
I love it. Let me give you another one. Last 3. What's the best excuse you ever used?
Well, there's a difference between an excuse and a reason, right? Because to me, an excuse is actually when somebody says, okay, I get it. But a reason is, okay, that's why. The best excuse I ever used. I guess the only way to answer that is to say, I don't know. And that would be the same thing. The answer is, I don't know, but I'll find out. That would be that would be it in so many different contexts here.
You would always be able to get out of a situation, a wet paper bag, anything. You would always, you would be able to get out of a locked safe.
To answer your questions.
You're just so right on. Here's one. The last two. The best pickup line you ever use.
I don't use pickup lines.
I mean, back in the day, you know.
Yeah, I didn't use pickup lines. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Andy. Because, pickup lines are contrived. Then go for that kind of, Did you sit in some sugar? I mean, come on. Just introduce yourself. If you want to have a relationship with somebody who has some type of meaningfulness to it, somebody who has some type of depth, you use a line. Introduce yourself and start that way.
That's nice.
Yeah. Well, otherwise you're starting off on a pretense, and what's the point? Excuse me about that. Yeah, you can't start on a pretense. That doesn't work.
Can you sense it?
What?
The pretense.
If somebody's doing that?
Yeah.
No, my wife laughs at me all the time. She says, "You didn't notice that person was flirting with you, did you?" No. I'm a guy. I don't care.
Oh, you're so cool. Here's the last one.
All right.
Who inspires you?
There are a lot of people who inspire me. Currently, the person I'm thinking about the most right now would be Dom Famularo. And the reason is because I love Dom. I love what he does. And right now he's fighting cancer, and he's doing a strong job of it. And he does. Yeah. I love that guy. And of course, my wife and kids, because they're involved in my life daily, and they make it fun. They challenge me. I love that part, because if I didn't have a challenge from my wife or my kids, I'd keep wondering, well, what are we doing here? We're just sort of hanging out. And I love to have a challenge. And not a competition, but just a, challenge a thought. Let's discuss it. Let's have a fun discussion on things, and just, exercise the brain. Fun.
Didn't know about Dom.
Yeah.
Didn't know about Dom. Just had him on the show a couple of weeks back. I'll send you a copy of that show. I haven't aired it yet.
Yeah, please do.
I'll send you a copy of it if you keep it under wraps for a few more weeks. It'll be still a couple of weeks before I air it, but what a ambassador that guy is.
Oh my God. The energy, the humor, the passion that's involved in everything he does. Oh my God. It's unreal. And I joke with him. I say, you always have these great ideas, and then you say, do it. And like, okay, now we got to do all these ideas that you came up with. But you know what? Came up with the ideas. You came up with them.
Well, that threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
And let me say, thank you for being on the Extraordinary Drama.
You bet, man. It's fun seeing you again.
I really appreciate having you on, man. It's just, you give those titles, those 3-letter titles, another whole spin, man. You make them reality and make them livable. Most guys are in a bubble, and they just, real stiff and stuff, and you're just cool.
I do what I like. It's a fun business.
Hey, will you help me wave goodbye to all the fans? Thank you again, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you.